Are you pushing yourself to stay active after 50? Eating balanced meals, squeezing in resistance bands, and power walking the neighborhood? Yet the mirror still reveals shrinking arms and softer thighs. You're not alone. Most well-meaning advice boils down to 3 words. Eat more protein. But muscle loss past midlife often hides a different culprit. A quiet lack of magnesium, the mineral that lets your body convert protein into lean tissue. Protein supplies the bricks. Magnesium flips the power switch so construction can begin. Without it, more chicken breast or whey won't help. Magnesium activates more than 300 enzymes, including those that drive protein synthesis, energy creation, blood sugar balance, and muscle contraction. If levels drop, and research shows over 60% of adults are deficient, your muscles cannot rebuild, no matter how many reps or shakes you add. The frightening part? Deficiency whispers before it shouts. Eyelid twitches, calf cramps at night, restless sleep, sugar cravings, or afternoon crashes. Internally, your cells are already struggling to keep up with daily repairs. Think of magnesium as the electrician on a construction site. Building materials can pile up all day, but without that electrician, the site stays dark. After 50, the electrician starts arriving late because of digestive changes, relentless stress, and common medications. Meanwhile, the demolition crew, natural aging processes that break muscle down, works over time. Unless you bring the electrician back, every workout simply produces rubble that never gets rebuilt. Consider this statistic. Adults lose 3 to 8% of their muscle mass each decade after 30, and the rate accelerates after 50. That decline, called sarcopenia, correlates strongly with magnesium depletion. Low magnesium shows up as weaker grip strength, slower walking speed, and higher fall risk. When studies boost older participants' magnesium intake, they regain measurable muscle and power, especially when exercising. In other words, the missing mineral turns effort into results. We'll explore why magnesium becomes harder to absorb with age, how depleted soils and processed foods nearly erase it from modern meals, and why popular drugs like acid blockers or diuretics drain stores even further. We'll uncover how magnesium flips the mTOR switch for muscle growth, how it oils the lock so insulin can deliver nutrients, and how it charges each molecule of ATP, the energy currency that drives recovery. Finally, we'll map out exact food choices, timing strategies, and supplement forms that restore your levels and reignite strength. Before we dive in, grab a notebook. Rate your current energy, sleep quality, and recovery speed. Note any medications you take and any small warning signs you've ignored. By the end, you'll have a daily blueprint to rebuild muscle naturally, stabilize blood sugar, and move through life with confidence. Let's find out why the right mineral, not another macro, could redefine how you age, starting today. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the first hidden link between magnesium and the master muscle-building pathway inside your cells, and you'll see why fixing that link can spark strength gains at any age. Imagine you've just eaten a piece of grilled salmon. Digestive enzymes break that protein into amino acids, which enter your bloodstream and ride along to your muscle cells. Many people assume those amino acids automatically weave themselves into new fibers, but that's only half the story. Protein synthesis needs a spark, and magnesium is the match. Inside each muscle cell sits a molecular foreman called mTOR, short for mechanistic target of rapamycin. Think of mTOR as the factory supervisor who decides when construction goes ahead and when the crew clocks out. Magnesium is the tool that wakes the supervisor, nudging mTOR to shout, "Build!" When magnesium is plentiful, amino acids are stitched into sturdy strands of actin and myosin. When magnesium runs low, mTOR slumps, the assembly line slows, and raw material piles up unused. Researchers demonstrated this by depriving cultured muscle cells of magnesium. Despite abundant amino acids and growth signals, no new protein emerged until magnesium returned. In living humans, the same dynamic shows up as stubborn plateaus despite perfect macros and training plans. If magnesium drops below optimal, muscles stay flabby, recovery drags, and the scale refuses to budge. Now picture that construction site again. Protein may be the bricks, but magnesium is the electricity powering the cranes, welders, and lights. Remove electricity and workers stumble in the dark, leaving bricks stacked but walls unfinished. Add electricity and the site hums, converting materials into a gleaming structure. With adequate magnesium, every gram of protein counts double because none is wasted. Why does magnesium shortage strike harder after 50? Two main reasons: absorption and demand. First, stomach acid naturally declines with age. Lower acid means minerals ionize poorly, slipping past absorption sites. Second, anabolic resistance sets in, meaning older muscles need stronger signals to grow. That raises magnesium demand while supply falls. Toss in use of acid-suppressing drugs, and the gap widens further. Signs your mTOR switch is stuck include workouts that leave you sore for days, progressive weakness despite consistent training, and tendon aches. Because collagen assembly relies on magnesium too. Ignore these flags, and sarcopenia accelerates in the background. Here's the encouraging part. Studies show that restoring magnesium can reactivate mTOR in as little as 4 weeks, leading to measurable increases in lean mass and grip strength. The change isn't dramatic overnight, but it is steady and, importantly, sustainable. Load your next meal with a magnesium hero food: pumpkin seeds, spinach, or shelled hemp hearts, alongside 20 to 30 grams of protein. Chew slowly to aid mineral absorption. Then perform a bout of resistance exercise: 10 push-ups or banded rows. Movement increases blood flow, escorting magnesium and amino acids into muscle fibers where mTOR waits to flip the switch. If magnesium is so crucial, why do most people, and many doctors, overlook deficiency? Only about 1% floats in blood. The rest hides in bone and muscle. Standard panels measure that tiny fraction, so results look normal, even while tissue stores collapse. It's like judging a city's water supply by glancing at one drinking fountain while the reservoir behind the dam runs dry. This gray zone shortage affects at least 60% of adults, rising above 70% after 50. Symptoms masquerade as ordinary aging: morning stiffness, restless legs, stubborn belly fat, or poor sleep. Each is your body whispering, "Feed me magnesium," long before medical alarms sound. 4 forces drain stores faster with age: low stomach acid, medications such as acid blockers, diuretics, or diabetes drugs, chronic stress that tells kidneys to dump minerals, and depleted soil that strips produce of nutrients. The result is a silent slide from adequacy to deficiency, even among people who eat well. Let's run a quick audit. Do you lean on coffee to start the day and wine, or sleeping pills to end it? Both purge magnesium. Do you crave dark chocolate? Cacao is one of nature's richest sources. Your body may be self-prescribing. Do unexplained eyelid twitches or calf cramps visit at night? Those spasms are cell membranes firing without enough electrolyte balance. The feedback loop gets nasty. As magnesium falls, Insulin resistance rises. Higher insulin pushes kidneys to waste even more magnesium, spiraling fatigue, fat gain, and muscle loss. That triad explains why sarcopenia, diabetes, and hypertension often travel together in older adults. How can you gauge status when labs mislead? Functional practitioners use a simple checklist: cramps, poor sleep, sugar cravings, slow recovery, low mood. The more boxes you tick, the more aggressively you should replenish. A red blood cell magnesium test offers better insight than serum, but few clinics run it without prompting. Fortunately, you don't need expensive diagnostics to act. A 2-day food diary usually shows intake near 250 milligrams, far short of the 400 to 600 milligrams recommended for active adults over 50. Closing that gap is inexpensive, safe, and often transformative. Subclinical deficiency sits below the diagnostic radar, yet still sabotages muscle and bone. Studies tracking older adults for a decade found that those in the lowest magnesium quartile lost strength twice as fast and had a 40% higher fracture risk, independent of calcium intake. Another trial showed that supplementing modest doses, just 300 milligrams daily, improved grip strength within 12 weeks. These findings underline a crucial point. You rarely need megadoses, just consistent intake delivered in a form your body can use. Consistent intake, paired with movement, turns the tide quietly but powerfully, restoring the capacity to lift groceries, climb stairs, and enjoy active hobbies. If you're over 50 and feel off in energy, mood, or recovery, assume magnesium depletion until proven otherwise. Most people think of insulin only in the context of blood sugar or diabetes. Yet insulin is also a potent anabolic hormone. It escorts nutrients, including amino acids, into muscle cells. Magnesium determines whether that escort job goes smoothly or fails. Here's how the process works. When you eat a protein and carbohydrate meal, your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin docks onto receptors on muscle cells, triggering a cascade that opens channels for glucose and amino acids. But the receptor only activates if a magnesium ion is sitting in its socket. Remove that ion and the key no longer turns. The door stays shut. Glucose backs up in the bloodstream, amino acids drift aimlessly, and your body stores more fat while muscle goes unfed. Researchers measuring metabolic health in older adults found that low magnesium status was the single best predictor of insulin resistance after body weight was accounted for. People in the highest magnesium quartile had significantly lower fasting insulin and greater muscle mass. The take-home message: magnesium amplifies your muscle-building signals while keeping fat storage signals in check. Symptoms of this mineral-insulin disconnect show up daily, yet feel ordinary. You feel sleepy after meals, crave sweets soon after eating, or notice stubborn belly fat despite exercising. Laboratory confirmation often arrives as elevated fasting insulin or HbA1c creeping upward, both early markers of metabolic drift. Fortunately, insulin sensitivity is remarkably responsive to magnesium restoration. In controlled trials, supplementing as little as 250 milligrams of bioavailable magnesium for 12 weeks lowered fasting insulin and improved HOMA-IR scores. Participants reported steadier energy and faster post-workout recovery. Add exercise to the mix, and the benefits multiply because contracting muscles act like sponges, pulling glucose and magnesium inside, even when insulin signaling is weak. Here's a practical strategy to pair mineral and movement. Anchor each main meal with green vegetables and seeds, say steamed spinach and a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, alongside protein. Then take a brisk 10-minute walk or perform a set of bodyweight squats. That modest activity spikes GLUT4 transporters in muscle, dramatically increasing nutrient uptake, while the added magnesium primes insulin receptors for action. Timing matters too. Older adults tend to be most insulin sensitive in the morning. Front-load protein-rich meals earlier in the day and keep evening carbs moderate. If you enjoy dessert, pair it with a magnesium glycinate capsule to blunt the insulin surge and channel nutrients toward repair instead of storage. Finally, remember nutrient synergy. Vitamin D, vitamin B6, and chromium each enhance insulin function and magnesium uptake. A single daily multinutrient or strategic whole food pairings, sunlight exposure, wild salmon, or a few raw pistachios can tighten the loop. Magnesium and insulin work like a lock and key. Restore the mineral, and your metabolic lock opens smoothly, delivering amino acids where they belong, inside muscle. Every muscle contraction, every rep of a dumbbell curl, and every nighttime repair session is powered by ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Most health enthusiasts know ATP as the body's energy currency, but fewer realize that ATP is inactive without magnesium. Inside your cells, the workhorse molecule is actually magnesium ATP, a magnesium-bound complex that unlocks energy on demand. No magnesium, no usable fuel. Imagine owning a fully charged smartphone with its SIM card removed. You have potential power, but zero connectivity. Magnesium is that SIM card, connecting the battery to the network so your muscle fibers can dial out for contraction and repair. When magnesium runs low, ATP production stalls. Fatigue, cramps, and slow recovery follow. Studies in older adults reveal that magnesium supplementation raises muscle oxygenation and reduces perceived exertion during exercise. One trial in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that participants taking 350 milligrams daily performed leg presses with less effort compared to placebo, a sign their ATP machinery had become more efficient. Recovery is equally energy dependent. After exercise, muscles enter a remodeling phase where damaged fibers are dismantled and rebuilt stronger. This process requires a surge of ATP to power protein synthesis, ion pumps, and antioxidant defenses. If ATP is scarce, remodeling stalls, soreness lingers, and adaptation flatlines. Thus, many people blame aging for delayed recovery when the real culprit is a mineral-driven energy shortage. How do you know your ATP engine is sputtering? Signs include feeling wiped after light chores, breathlessness on stairs you once climbed easily, or a heavy-limbed sensation during evening walks. You might also need multiple cups of coffee to stay alert and then crash later. Stimulants can mask, but never fix low ATP. Fortunately, magnesium replenishment combined with mitochondrial-friendly habits revs the engine quickly. Here's a 3-step protocol. Start your day with 200 to 300 milligrams of magnesium malate. Malate is bound to malic acid, a Krebs cycle intermediate that feeds directly into ATP production. Pair it with a breakfast containing healthy fats and protein to slow release and enhance absorption. Engage in low-impact, oxygen-rich activities such as brisk walking, cycling, or swimming. Gentle cardio increases mitochondrial density, while the added circulation distributes magnesium to deep muscle fibers. Take 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate 45 minutes before bed. Glycinate calms the nervous system and supplies steady magnesium to muscles during sleep, the prime window for ATP replenishment. Combine these steps with consistent hydration. Dehydration decreases ATP synthesis, and limit alcohol, which forces kidneys to excrete minerals. Within weeks, you'll likely notice easier workouts, faster recovery, and deeper, more refreshing sleep. ATP is the engine. Magnesium is the ignition key. Restore the mineral, and you unlock energy that age alone never truly steals. You now understand why magnesium fuels muscle growth, insulin sensitivity, and ATP production. But one common mistake stalls progress: grabbing the cheapest bottle at the pharmacy. Not all forms absorb equally, and some act almost solely as laxatives, delivering little magnesium to cells. Let's rank the options and build a stack that works. Magnesium glycinate. Bound to the amino acid glycine, this form boasts excellent bioavailability with minimal digestive upset. Glycine itself supports relaxation and collagen synthesis, a bonus for joints and sleep quality. Take it in the evening to calm nerves and feed overnight repair. Magnesium malate. Coupled with malic acid, a Krebs cycle fuel, malate excels at boosting daytime energy and reducing exercise-induced soreness. Ideal in the morning. Unique for its ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, threonate enhances cognitive performance and neuromuscular coordination. While pricier, 100 milligrams sharpens focus and coordination. Magnesium taurate. Good for cardiac rhythm and calming the sympathetic nervous system, yet slightly less studied for muscle hypertrophy. Magnesium citrate. Reasonably absorbed and widely available, but doses above 200 milligrams often loosen stools. Combine small amounts with meals if glycinate or malate are unavailable. Magnesium oxide. Only about 4% is absorbed. The rest drags water into the colon, causing a bathroom sprint rather than muscle recovery. Magnesium sulfate, Epsom salts. Excellent for baths to soothe localized soreness, but oral absorption is poor and the taste off-putting. Magnesium carbonate. Common in antacids. Similar absorption issues to oxide. Aim for 400 to 600 milligrams total daily from food plus supplements. Split the dose. Half earlier with malate for energy, half later with glycinate for repair. If cognitive issues or coordination trouble you, add a small threonate capsule midday. Magnesium is team-oriented. Vitamin B6 ushers it into cells. Vitamin D ensures it balances calcium. Zinc supports testosterone and tissue repair. Taurine helps retain magnesium inside cells. Quality blends often package these cofactors together. If yours doesn't, pair magnesium capsules with foods that supply them. Wild salmon for D and B6, pumpkin seeds for zinc, and pasture-raised eggs for taurine. Always take magnesium with food. Stomach acid triggered by eating improves ionization. Stay hydrated. Cellular uptake relies on fluid balance. Avoid megadoses in one sitting. Spreading intake prevents GI distress and enhances retention. Cycle topical magnesium baths once or twice weekly for local relief and added insurance. Many beginners start with oxide because it's cheap and conclude magnesium doesn't work, after experiencing only loose stools. Choose bioavailable forms, and you'll feel calmer, sleep deeper, and notice measurable strength gains within a month for lasting results. The form determines the function. Invest in absorbable magnesium, and you convert every capsule into muscle-building currency. Information is useless without execution. So let's translate science into a simple 24-hour template. Tailor quantities to your size and activity level, but keep the sequence intact to maximize absorption, energy, and recovery. Morning. Prime the metabolism. Drink a large glass of mineral water with a squeeze of lemon to supply trace electrolytes and stimulate digestion. Take 200 to 300 milligrams of magnesium malate with a protein-rich breakfast. Example: spinach omelet cooked in olive oil with half an avocado on the side. Malate fuels the Krebs cycle, giving you steady morning energy. 10 minutes of dynamic stretching or a brisk walk ignites GLUT4 transporters in muscles, pulling glucose and magnesium inside to start the day anabolic. Midday, maintain insulin sensitivity. Build a plate around colorful vegetables, lean protein, and a magnesium hero food such as pumpkin seeds or black beans. A 10-minute post-meal walk or 2 sets of bodyweight squats attenuate the normal lunchtime glucose rise. Add 100 milligrams of magnesium threonate if you face complex cognitive tasks or balance training later. Afternoon, Stress Guard Greek yogurt with cacao nibs offers protein plus magnesium and polyphenols. 5 minutes of box breathing lowers cortisol, conserving magnesium stores. High stress equals high mineral loss. Evening, repair and rebuild. Grass-fed beef or salmon with roasted sweet potato and steamed Swiss chard covers protein, slow carbs, and minerals. Sprinkle hemp hearts for extra magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats. 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Take 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate alongside a cup of chamomile tea. Dim screens. Blue light disrupts melatonin, and deep sleep is where muscles actually grow. Weekly boosts, 2 nights a week. Luxuriate in an Epsom salt bath, 2 cups in warm water for 20 minutes. The transdermal boost soothes localized soreness and promotes relaxation. Perform a food audit every Sunday. Aim for at least 7 servings of magnesium-rich plants spread across the week. Leafy greens, legumes, seeds, and dark chocolate. Troubleshooting checklist: loose stools? Lower the dose or split capsules into 3 mini servings. No energy bump after 2 weeks? Check hydration, protein intake, and sleep quantity. Still cramping? Add potassium-rich foods like coconut water or cooked white potatoes. By chaining these habits, you create a virtuous cycle. Magnesium improves insulin, which drives more nutrients into muscle, which increases mitochondrial output, which enhances workout capacity, which further boosts insulin sensitivity. Momentum builds day by day. Remember, habits anchor minerals into your physiology. Miss a day? Restart at the next meal. Over weeks, the compound effect becomes obvious in firmer handshake strength, quicker garden work, and the confidence that age is not decline. Schedule your mineral-like medicine and align movement around meals. Consistency, not megadoses, is the secret to reigniting strength after 50. We've journeyed from shrinking biceps in the bathroom mirror to the subcellular spark that builds new muscle. The pattern is clear. Protein supplies raw material, but magnesium empowers every step that turns steak, salmon, or lentils into living tissue. It switches on mTOR, oils insulin's lock, activates ATP, and calms nerves for deep sleep. Miss the mineral, and each system stalls. Supply it, and the machinery purrs. Let's recap the core actions. Assume depletion if you're over 50 and experiencing fatigue, cravings, cramps, or stubborn fat. Eat at least 2 magnesium-rich foods daily: leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, or dark chocolate. Supplement 400 to 600 milligrams split between morning latte and bedtime glycinate. Add threonate if focus or coordination need help. Pair meals with brief movement, 10-minute walks or light resistance to drive nutrients into muscle. Guard your stores. Manage stress, stay hydrated, limit alcohol, and verify medicines that waste minerals. Audit progress every month. Stronger grip, faster recovery, deeper sleep, and a tape measure that shows maintained or growing lean circumference. What should you expect? In the first week, many notice fewer twitches and better sleep. By weeks 3 to 4, energy climbs because ATP engines rev up. Around week 6, workouts feel lighter, and delayed onset soreness shortens. By 3 months, body composition can shift detectably even if weight stays stable. This timeline assumes consistent practice, not perfection. Miss a day? Reset the next meal. Remember, restoring magnesium isn't about chasing youth. It's about upgrading function. Stronger legs means safer stairs. Steadier insulin means clearer thinking after lunch. And deeper sleep means hormonal renewal. The payoff is independence, confidence, and joy in everyday tasks. From lifting luggage to dancing at a family wedding. Tonight, place a small bowl of pumpkin seeds beside your bed and a glycinate supplement on your nightstand. Tomorrow morning, mix spinach into breakfast and commit to a 10-minute walk after lunch. When you complete these 4 acts, you officially join the Magnesium Muscle Rebuild experiment. Mark day 1 on a calendar, track how you feel, and share your progress with a friend for accountability. If this series delivered value, tap like and consider subscribing for daily science-backed strategies on ensuring the second half of life is the strongest half. Your body isn't broken, it's simply missing a conductor. Give it magnesium and watch the orchestra play. Thank you for spending time investing in yourself. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video where we tackle another overlooked nutrient that can supercharge healthy aging. Until then, keep moving and keep replenishing. You've got chapters of vibrant living still to write. Imagine greeting your 70-year-old reflection to find upright posture, steady balance, and the proud satisfaction of muscles that still respond like a well-tuned engine. That future is not fantasy. It is the compound interest of daily minerals, mindful movement, and restorative sleep, starting with one intentional step tonight. Make it your reality.